All right, my beautiful people. This is ERGJ, your certified financial educator. Thanks so much for tuning in today on the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy Show. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., hopefully to help you get your morning started or to get your evening going or get your night full of rest, because I don't know where you are. We're global. We're all over the world. So it's 7 a.m. here on the East Coast of the United States of America, but you might be anywhere. So I don't know what time it is for you, but you can count on us to be here. And the question is we know we're going to be here. The question is, will you? So Evan Jefferson here, and we got our co-host here, Mr. Dotan. He's back. He was here with us last week, and he's here again to hopefully help navigate us through these murky waters of the 15 infallible laws of growth. Mr. Dotan.
Good morning, Mr. Evan. How are you today? And thank you also for all those joining from wherever you may be joining in from. I'm happy to be here once again to contribute to today's discussion on the law of awareness. So we're ready to roll.
We are ready to roll. And so we kind of got into this yesterday, but yesterday's show was really about the people. You guys got a chance to share with us. And here's the deal. It's not a me show, it's a we show. So seats will be open. We'll open them up, eventually. We want to kind of get through some of the content and then, allow you guys to jump in and share your thoughts, share your feedback, share your experiences, share your life. Because it's really about it's really about connectivity. Networking is about sharing your life with someone else and them sharing a piece of their life with you. So we're talking about a sense of direction today. And we started with talking about how you must be able to gauge not only where you've been, but also where you are now. Otherwise, you cannot set a course for where you want to go. And so we're talking about a sense of direction. Do you have a sense of direction? Now, in the book, The 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth, because we are basically saying to you, we dare you to grow. That's what I'm saying. I dare you. I double dog dare you. I triple dog dare you to grow. And so he said that he recognized that there was 3 different types of people as it relates to a sense of direction. And so you got to ask yourself, do you have a sense of direction? So here's the first type. The first type of person is the person who says, I don't know what I would like to do. I don't know what I would like to do. The second type of person that they recognize in the book is the person who says that I don't know what I do know what I would like to do, but I don't do it. I do know what I would like to do, but I don't do it. And then the third type of person is the person that says that I know what I would like to do and I do it. I know what I would like to do and I do it. So you got to ask yourself, what type of person are you? What type of sense of direction do you have? Because they said the first person who says, I don't know what I would like to do, this is what they call the confused person. They haven't figured it out yet. They're still searching, still trying to figure out, what do I want to do with my life? Where do I want to go? I know I got to do something, but I haven't figured it out yet. The second person, the person that says, I know what I would like to do, but I don't do it, they call this the frustrated person. It's the person that knows they got great things ahead of them. They know exactly where they're going, but for some reason, they can't get out of their own way and just get started and start going. And then the third person, the person who says, I know what I would like to do, and I do it, and I'm doing it, this is called the fulfilled person. Now, I could ask you, are you confused? Are you frustrated? Or are you fulfilled? But that might make you feel a little bad. So I'm going to ask you, are you number 1? Are you number 2? Or are you number 3? Mr. Dotan.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you once again. So in us being able to understand the kind of person we are, it helps us because that's the only way how we have the opportunity to either get to the path of reaching our potential or not. So am I a confused person? That kind of person doesn't really have much chance to understand whether they're even heading towards their potential. Am I a frustrated person? Again, maybe that's not a good thing, good place to be in. But if I know what I want and I do it, then I have a better chance in achieving my potential in life. So that's why it becomes important for us to be able to understand where we are in the kind of the 3 questions that have been asked, so that we can find our right direction towards the path of achieving our potential in life.
Absolutely. And here's the deal, guys. I mean, don't you want to achieve your potential? Don't you want to tap into the inside of who you are and bring out all that you can to this world, to make the contribution that you can make, to make the changes that you can make, to make this world a better place? And here's what I tell people. We're waiting on your best self. The world needs your best self. We need you to show up, because it's you and I, all of us, operating in our best self that's going to make this world a better place. Now, don't you want this world to be a better place? Because it's easy for us to complain about the world. It's easy for us to talk about everything that's going on bad in the world and all this good stuff. But I got to ask you, are you operating in your best self, making the best difference that you can make in the area for which you are, where your potential leads you to be, in your area of passion, in your area of potential? So it's important for us to determine where we are right now. Are we confused? Are we the person that says, hey, I just don't know. You know what, ERGJ, at this point in my life, I really just don't know what I like to do. And that's okay, because that's why you get help, right? You can reach out to people and I can actually help you pull that thing out of you, right? And Mr. Dotan probably can do the same thing. Mr. Beatles can probably do the same thing. This is where you have people that they call coaches in your life that can help you pull from inside of you what it is that's already there. And so that's what I do. Just yesterday, I helped someone, and she just was confused. And we helped give her some clarity by helping her step away from herself and then going back into herself to pull out that which.
What the healthy, happy people? There. What's going on? I can't hear nobody or nothing. This is my second day in a row with these technical issues. I'm trying to figure them out right now as we speak. But I can't see nobody. What's happening out there? Everybody doing good? Awesome. I'm gonna have to just watch from the side. I'm gonna have to just watch from the sideline because I can't see anybody's faces. Literally, my let me see. What I'm showing is due to a network error, or your firewall is blocking something.
We can see.
I know. I only have my lighting set up. I don't have nothing set up in here yet. But we're gonna work it out. We'll work it out. All right. So with that being said, I'm just gonna introduce myself. I don't know where you guys are in this thing, but it looks like we're getting ready to get started. This is Mr. Beatles, Mr. Wealthy, Healthy, Happy, your neighborhood financial specialist and small business developer. What's going on out there? Hope you're aware. I hope you got some direction. Hope you're doing what you do.
All right, guys. So that's Mr. Beatles, man. That is our other co-host. He's having some pet.
Well, I mean, I see. I figured that y'all already started. Figured that. I'm not gonna say much.
Hey, so
figure out how to get in and listen. Well, yeah.
Motivation in the dark. All right, guys. So Mr. Beal's going to watch from the sideline today. He's still trying. He's having some issues yesterday, but that's okay. And here's the deal, guys. We got a couple seats open. So if you are a person saying, hey, you want to get in on this conversation, you got some things to share, hey, feel free to jump in, man. I'm going to open the seats up right now because there may be somebody that's here right now that's saying, hey, somebody said they're in between 1 and 2. You might need some help. We can probably help you right now. See, here's the deal. I'm that guy that says right now. I don't need to wait. We might need to set an appointment for 2 weeks and stuff. There may be somebody that's here that's saying, I need help right now. And I want to make sure that you walk away with that help if you're saying that you need it. But somebody asked me what's the topic. I think the topic is in the title. It says, do you have a sense of direction? So here's the deal. So we talked about number 1, which is people who don't know what they would like to do. That's the confused person. Maybe you're at that place right now. Maybe you're still looking for it. Maybe you're trying to figure it out. Maybe you're trying to really find out ultimately what you want to do with your life, or maybe it's not your life, what you want to do next. You know, you're uncomfortable where you are and you're trying to figure out what you want to do next, or you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. See, I found my life mission. Some other people haven't. You may still be searching. Then there's the people that know what they would like to do. Like, you figured it out. You're like, man, I know what I want to do. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm going to do. But for some reason, you haven't started to do it yet. You maybe you've made the excuses that it's not time. Maybe you're saying I got to wait on this, and this. Maybe you're waiting on all the T's to be crossed and the I's to be dotted, and you're just not doing it. You know what you would like to do, but for some reason, you're just not doing it. the frustrated person. And then there's a person that says, hey, I know what I like to do. I'm doing it every day. I'm getting up. I'm going after it. I am making progress to my towards my worthy ideal, which we consider to be, which we call success based off some of the shows that we've had before. And you're fulfilled because every day you're going towards this thing that you know you would like to do. You're engaged in the process of your own evolution. Let me repeat that again. See, you're engaged in the process of your own evolution. And so wherever you are today, that's fine. I know we had one person that responded, said, hey, she was just being honest. I'm between 1 and 2. That's cool. And, other people are watching. Maybe you're not going to respond. That's cool too. But know that, this is kind of the things that we're talking about. And what we're saying is we dare you to grow. If you are at 1, we dare you to get to number 2. If you're at number 2, man, we double dog dare you to get to number 3 because you're at that place where you know what you like to do. Now you just got to start doing it. Get out of your own way and get started. So Mr. B is going to try again, see if we can get him in here. I don't know if he's going to be able to see or not.
I think we can see. I think we good.
All right, you still dark, but you good.
That's all right.
Hey, so Mr. Beasley, man, just kind of bring you up where we are, man. And we got Lauren gonna come in. Oh man, that's awesome. Where we are with it is that
Lauren is coming in. What?
Okay, that's what's up. So we got some people that are answering. Mr. Peter said that he's at number 3 for the business, but sprinkled in with number 1 in the processes, man. So we got people that need to work on processes and systems and things like that. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. So Mr. Beasley, we're talking about a sense of direction and the 3 different types of people as it relates to the sense of direction: the confused person, the frustrated person, and the fulfilled person. And it looks like we have Laura who's coming in to quite possibly share where she is and quite possibly try to get some help. Because this is what we do as coaches, man. We help people grow, and we're daring you to grow. And hey, here's the deal, guys. I know that stepping up and asking for help is very difficult to do. We know we should do it. We know we should ask. We know we should seek, and we know we should not. But for some reason, when it comes to actually doing it, we say, oh, I can do it myself. I've been living on this earth for 30, 35 years. I can do it all on my own. But here's the deal. If you can do it by yourself, it'll already be done.
Yeah. Would already be done. If you can do it by yourself, but you can't, man. We're interconnected in this thing we call life, and the more that we embrace that, more that we figure out that, man, teamwork makes the dream work. And I have something that you need, and you have something that I need, and if we can collaborate and come together and share and understand that we're all headed toward the same place. We all want to be wealthy, healthy, and happy in whatever sense that means for you. But if we can do that and do that effectively, man, life would be so easy. I mean, the 1,000 pounds that we have to pick up will be so much easier if you got 100 people to help you pick it up.
Mr. Dotan, I know, Laura, you're trying to come in. Hopefully we'll get you connected. Maybe you want to try to refresh, Laura.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, teamwork is very important. I read something in one of your blogs even about the poor mindset and the rich mindset, right? So the poor mindset is that, I just need to do this on my own. I don't want to spend any dime. I'm just okay by myself. But the rich mindset realizes that in order to get anything done, anything worthwhile done, that would make impact, that would change lives, it requires teamwork. It requires collaboration. And so in the essence of you trying to find your direction, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your career, you need to have like-minded people around you. You need to have a team that you're working with in order for you to have clarity in certain areas of your life. And that is what this is about, in the sense that we don't know it all. We all have our blind spots. And so getting a second opinion in form of working with a coach, with a mentor, is very, very essential. Think of it. Who is that person that has won an Olympic medal that did it on his own? I'm yet to see one, right?
Yeah.
They had a coach. Yeah. And it's not just having a coach, having multiple sources of where they learn, because having just one coach is not even enough. Some will encourage you to have like maybe 3 to 5 coaches, because each coach has their own area of specialization. And what you're looking at in terms of growth, if you have to be a well-rounded individual, you need coaching in different areas, right? In order for you to be able to get clarity and for you to be able to 10x your life at a very fast pace. Because, I mean, life is so short, right? So this is what this is about in the sense that be sure that you have a support system that is helping you towards you achieving your potential in life.
And here's my question. And I know you got some things to share. He just mentioned that in order for you to 10x your life, right now I'm on 10x. And I want to know who else is on 10x in their life right now. Who else right now in their life, in their current state, you're on 10x. If you are on 10x in your life right now, write 10x in the comments below, 10x. And if you don't even know what we're talking about, man, you really need to connect with us because we're talking about growing, right? And if you are in 10x mode right now, this is going on in your life. You are in that moment. You're in that zone. Things are just popping off in your life. You're growing at 10x. Mr. Beasley at 17x. Like 10x in the comments below. And if you're honest and you're saying, if you're honestly saying I'm not at 10x, what we're saying is you need to connect with 10x people. You need to connect with 20x people. You know what I'm saying? Because I found in my life when I wasn't on 10x, I was hanging around 5x people. And how could they push me to 10x? How could they challenge me to 10x? How could they advise me to 10x? How could they coach me to 10x? So we got a 17x, we got a 10x, we got a 10x, right? And some people aren't just not going to type regardless of what I say. That's okay. They're not going to be engaged. That's cool. But ask yourself, if you're not in 10x mode right now, you're not producing the fruit, we need to get to the root. Let me say that again. If you're not producing the fruit that you like to see in your life, then we need to get to the root. Because we're daring you to grow. And the only way that I see that you can grow in a healthy manner is to connect yourself with people that's going to challenge you to grow. See, too many of us are around people that's going to allow us to be complacent. And we're saying we're okay because, you're our friends for the moment. You're not going to push me to success and greatness and all this stuff, untapped potential that I have inside of me. We're just going to hang out and be cool. And that's what we like to do. But what this network is about is pushing you to your best self. And that's pushing you to 10x growth. That's pushing you to 17x growth. Oh, that's right. Go ahead, Mr. Beatles.
Hey, this is the group where you get 10x growth. And the reason why I put 17x in there is because at the time there were 17 eyeballs or 17 pairs of eyeballs that are in this particular group right now. And if we decided today that we were going to build a spaceship, the people on this call today could get it done. That's how much power we have within the group that we're in right now. So every day that you wake up in the morning and you choose to join this call, you have 10x your life. You have just 10x your life. Now what we need to do is take it to the next level. And those that are listening in, those that are tuning in, you have to be willing to share. And in you sharing your life experiences, your challenges, your ups and downs, the valleys, the highs, what happens is we all grow from that. We're all supported from that. That's right. Grant Cardone, he talks about 10xing your life all the time. That's what he's known for, 10xing. But that is taking exponential activity. Well, taking your activity to the next level and doing what others aren't willing to do to have what others aren't willing to have. And doing what you're doing right now, making that consistent effort to be right here, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, is your 10x moment. So I want everybody to say, man, I'm 10xing right now. Even if you don't feel like you're 10x.
Being honest, she said she's a 10x that's been hanging with 5xers.
Hey, that's right.
So here's the deal, guys. It says that our first category, the person that's confused, it says he believes that they're confused because they don't. We're saying that they don't know what they want to do. He said he believes the main reason is that they don't know themselves as well as they should, and thus they remain unfocused in their growth. And so obviously we're talking about the law of awareness, understanding yourself, having a sense of direction, knowing yourself so that you can grow yourself. And if you're at the confused state, he's saying in the book, he's saying that, hey, you're probably at a place where you don't know yourself as well as you should. And so here's the quote that I was just absolutely blown away by Woodrow Wilson, written in 1907. This is Woodrow Wilson, the future president. In 1907, he had this quote. He said, "We live in an age disturbed, confused, bewildered, afraid of its own forces, in search of not merely of its road, but even of its direction. There are many voices of counsel, but few voices of vision." I'll repeat that again. There are many voices of counsel, but few voices of vision. There is much excitement and fervent activity, but little concert for thoughtful purpose. In other words, we're busy, but not productive. Then he also said, "We are distressed by our ungoverned, undirected energies and do many things, but nothing long." All this activity, but getting nothing done. I think somebody said it yesterday. He said, you can be motivated and still get nothing accomplished. So we got to get into action. And he said, it is our duty to find ourselves. So in the comments below, I want you to write, "It is my duty to find myself." It is my duty to find myself. Once again, it is my duty to find myself. Jot that in the comments below. Mr. Delton.
Yeah, so drilling down a little bit on us being able to have a sense of direction in life, I think it's important for us to touch on this aspect of, okay, how do I get a sense of direction in life? How? So I think a simple approach to this is the fact that I need to ask myself, where do I want to go? Okay, I feel like going this way. I feel like heading towards the east. I feel like heading towards the south. I feel like going either ways, right? But then I now need to ask myself, for each of the places I want to go, because there are several options that we're faced with in life, why do I want to go to the east? If I don't have a strong why I want to go to the east, maybe I just feel like going to the east because Mr. X is also going to the east. Maybe I need to drop that idea. Why do I want to head to the south? If I don't have a strong why I want to head to the south, maybe I shouldn't be heading to the south as well. Until I am able to pinpoint the reason why I'm heading in a direction, and I understand it very well, it's very clear to me, then I can say, okay, that should be my sense of direction. That's why I need to go towards this place, because there's a reason behind it. There's a big why behind it. And so the reason why we're saying that is that once you start moving again, you'll be faced with obstacles. And if you don't understand your why, guess what? When another option comes up, you say, oh, I want to go that way as well. Which is the reason why you were confused in the first place. Which is the reason why you were frustrated as well. But if you want to be fulfilled, you really need to understand the reason why you want to head in a certain direction. And that's how you can drill this down or link it up to the issue of growth. Because there are so many options, so many noise out there these days, right? I want to do this. I want to do this. I need to grow in this area because, that person is making so much money. This looks to be the good idea now. But why do you want to do this? Do you even really need to do this? So that's why, without jumping ahead to what we need to cover next, that's why I'm just trying to give the people online to begin to think about that. Okay, why do I want to head in a certain direction? What's the reason behind it? Why do I want to make more money? What's my reason behind it? Do I just want to make more money? Why do I think I should grow in terms of my relationship? Do I want to just do it for feeling better? Or there should be something greater behind that, so that when I have clarity around that, then that becomes my focal point. That gives me focus. It's all about focus. You need to be focused.
About that, Mr. Beatles.
Oh man, it is about focus. In order for you to see a picture, you have to have focus. The picture has to be in focus. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay. It looked like I slowed down a little bit. But in order for you to have a clear picture, that picture has to be in focus. You can't see the picture without it being in focus. That's your life mission. That's your vision. The reason why we may not be further along in our journey is because we have yet to define what our picture looks like. And because we can't clearly see or don't clearly see that picture in our minds, it's very difficult for us to get moving in the direction in which we should go, right? So again, you have to paint the picture and make the picture clear enough. In the word, it says you have to write the vision and make the vision plain, right? Write the vision upon the tables and make the vision plain. And once you have clearly defined your goal, once you clearly know in the direction in which you want to go, then you can take your GPS out. You can put your coordinates in because you know exactly where you are and you know exactly where you want to go. And now all you have to do is just wake up every morning and just follow the GPS. The GPS is going to tell you where to go.
You saying something great, because I think some people miss that when they hear that scripture, write the vision down and make it plain. First, you got to write it down. When you first write it down, it may not be plain. You write it down so then you can look at it and say, okay, this is still cloudy, right? It's two steps to that process. Some people think, oh, when I hear that, oh, I'm going to write it down and it's going to automatically be plain. No, get it out of your head first. Just get it out, whatever it is. And this is why I have a voice recorder. I just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Sometimes you can talk yourself to clarity. You ever had a problem and you go talk to your friend and all your friend is doing is just listening, and then next thing you know, the light come on and be like, oh, I found a solution. Your friend's like, I couldn't even give you the answer. You talked yourself into clarity. So sometimes you got to get it out your head, look at it, look at the big picture. This is the vision. And then next thing you know, you're readjusting some stuff to say, oh no, that's later on down the line. I can do this right now, whatever the case may be. Get it out of your head. So you can get from being knowing what you want to do and not doing it to knowing what you want to do and actually doing it. I got a quick story for you guys because I think this will help as to why I think you may need to consider a coach. And I think everyone needs a coach. Like Mr. Beatles is one of my coaches. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So here's the deal. So someone called me yesterday that was looking for a sense of direction. Of course, when she called me, she didn't know she was looking for a sense of direction, but I knew she was looking for a sense of direction because that's what coaches know. And she called me and she was like, I'm really frustrated. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. And it wasn't what she wanted to do on her job. It was what she wanted to do with her life. She was looking for her purpose. And tomorrow we're going to start talking about finding your passion and purpose. But I want to share this real quick because there's certain questions that your coach can ask you that can help pull some things out of you. So I asked her, I said, well, what do you currently do? She said she works at the Children's Hospital. I said, great. She said she loves what she does. She loves her job. She was happy with what she was doing. But then I asked her, why are you happy? I asked her, why are you happy at your job? Not to say that she shouldn't be happy, but I wanted to know what made her so happy at her job. She said, well, because I'm confident in my ability to do the job that I'm doing. Now, immediately as a coach, I thought, wow, you work at a children's hospital. You told me why you're happy because you're confident in your ability to do your job. You didn't say you're happy because you get to help children. You didn't say that you're happy because you're helping them to solve their problems and their needs, which is probably a part of what you do. You said that you were happy because you were confident in your ability to do your job. So that told me as a coach that there may be some other areas in her life where she's not confident. Let me repeat that again. That told me as a coach that there's probably some other areas in her life that she's not confident. And if we can find those areas and bring some confidence in those areas, then she'll find her sense of direction for her life. This is why you need a coach, because there's some things that your coach can listen to, can hear, that can pull out from what you say, what's on the inside of you that you can't see for yourself, because you're dealing with it. You need somebody that's going to help step out of the box that you're in and pull you with them. And you can't do that when you're inside the box looking at the walls. You can't see a clear picture when you're inside the box looking at the wall. So I'm not going to share the rest of that story, but hopefully that helped you to see why a coach can be vital for your growth, why an accountability partner, a mentor, or whatever the case you want to call it, can be for your growth. Mr. Dotan.
Yeah, we all need that support mechanism, as I've said earlier on. Someone who can, just have a listening here. It's much more about, so you want to be clear about something, write it down as we've said, and then share it with someone that, you can confide in. That's the purpose of you working with a coach. because in the process of you now being asked so many questions, most times we have this great idea, oh, it's perfect. In fact, I think it's now clear in me. But when you get into conversation with another person and they begin to ask you, then the blind spots begin to come to the surface. Oh, I never thought of that. Oh, I think I understood this part, but now that I'm being asked this question, it appears that no, I still have some work to do. So that process of you writing it down, which is the first step, and then drilling down so that you are checking your assumptions and questioning your assumptions. That person is helping you to actually critique your own assumptions. All those things will come to the surface, and then you know where you need to still do some work in order for you to be able to better clarify what you're trying to do. Because once you're able to simply communicate your ideas and your vision and your plans to someone and they get it, then it's become plain. As you've quoted that verse, anyone who can then now read it should be able to run with it. If people are still having questions, that means you still have some work to do in really making it clear and plain. So anyone who sees this will get it immediately and they can run with it.
That's good.
Hey, November son, man, thanks so much for joining. Thanks for your courage to get into the seat. I'm always fascinated by people who have the courage to show that they are actually seeking and asking and knocking. So feel free, man.
So let me ask you this. To be quite frank, I've self-educated myself through most of my life. I have been very successful in my life. I've had everything I've ever prayed for. I'm one of the few people I've ever heard say that. I have a level of happiness that is, I would say, rare based off of the individuals I'm around. But I'm calling in not because I'm a sad person or not because I'm a very happy person, but because with the title of awareness is what brought me in. When I became aware, and this is what's going to get my question, and I really hope to get a diverse response here. When I realized I was getting everything I personally prayed for, when I truly realized that I had a level of happiness others didn't, and when I realized I truly came from humble beginnings, growing up on a dirt floor, the immigrant's son, from a foreign country, all these things, growing up and learning to better myself based off of what I understood as I got older. I realized I became aware that not just that I physically have more than others, but I became aware that I just had more than others. After that happened, as I got older, I started to develop an emotion of not just, the word is not loneliness. I developed like this feeling of uncertainty the more I became successful. And let me be clear. I only reiterate this because it's important to me to help myself try to answer some questions I struggle with, even as I get older, with knowing I need more education and more knowledge about myself and my surroundings. As I became more and more and more and more successful, I began to start asking not why was I successful and others not, but why am I successful, and then what to do with it. So I started to develop this process of, if I knew I was very, very poor and it became successful and I want to help everybody, I would volunteer, I would cook for the homeless, I would donate money, I would help people with living circumstances. I was doing everything I felt internally I wanted to do to make me happy. But interestingly enough, here's what I want to ask you three. After doing that, donating countless dollars, volunteering countless hours, and I felt good about that. I feel great about that. I still, at the end of the day, having prayed for every dollar I've gotten, and I've gotten it, the Lord has been very, very good to me. I became aware, after recognizing all of that and being aware of all of that, I still felt so empty. I could not even fathom, as I read a Bible that still sits here on my table. I was reading it tonight. I had an element of loneliness and emptiness that literally caused me fear. It caused me fear to think about, not only do I genuinely believe in the Bible in my own perspective, but the more that I integrated in my belief system the aspect of awareness, I began to get concerned about what I was perpetuating as I was donating, volunteering, helping homeless here, there. It doesn't matter.
Hey, November son, man. We want to get to your question, but you haven't really asked yet, and we got to move on.
He did. He did ask.
Yeah. So just to reiterate, my question is, what do you say to somebody like myself who feels like I have done so much, and I feel like I've done everything right for myself and others, but something is making me aware that it's not filling the void.
So my
I'd like to let me take a quick stab at it right quick.
Okay, go
ahead. I think the in what you said, I mean there are some things that there are some key words that I wrote out on the side, and one of those is realize. The other one is awareness. The other one is experience. And so when you were as you were growing and coming up, one of the things that you started doing is realizing that you had that the abundance was around you, and also understanding that it was because of the experiences that you had that allowed you to walk in the stuff that you have today, is what I'm hearing you say. But as you become more successful, the reason why you may be experiencing some anxiety is because you don't necessarily know how you're creating the success that you have today. So I think maybe the void is in the how am I doing all of this? Not that you're not doing stuff, not that you're not making people's lives better, not that you're not an encourager, not that you aren't an inspiration to the people that are around you. And I'm sure people, they come up to you and they ask you all of the time, how are you doing some of those things? And maybe the question that you can't effectively ask is or deliver is, how exactly are you doing this stuff? Am I right?
I think you're absolutely right. And just to add a little bit more to my question, because I think that was fantastic, I also have found that the more that I have done feeling good about doing the good for others, I have received, and I don't just mean for my celebrity status or my successes, because that comes kind of with the territory. I have found more people that will actively seek out to do harm and negativity to me, and what I'm trying to do is good than ever before.
Man, this is some good stuff.
And it's scary.
So let me throw in just one little piece, because you said you're heavily into the Bible, and immediately when you told your story, it brought me to another character in the Bible that you probably have studied, and this would be Solomon. The exact same thing that it sounds like you're going through, he wrote about in Ecclesiastes. So I would encourage you to study Ecclesiastes, because he was looking for, validation, understanding to his success, being the most, the wealthiest person in the world. And he was still trying to find the meaning to life and what was this all about and how was he doing all of these things, right? So Ecclesiastes, I would say, is a great place for you to be as you're, since you mentioned that you are a believer in the Bible, that you read the Bible. That would be the place I would tell you to study. Study this great king who was highly successful, who was still searching out his reasonings for why and how and things like that, because there seems to be a parallel between where you're at in your life right now and what Solomon has already written about. Does that make sense? That's just to help you from your own study standpoint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to.
I think it does, because everything I've prayed for, I've gotten. I mean, I'm not just saying that for dramatic effect. When I prayed to the Lord, I want fortune. It came in his own time. When I prayed to the Lord, I wanted fame. It came. When I prayed to the Lord, I want to help others and I want to be celebrity, and it came. When I prayed to the Lord, I wanted to build this, and it came. But yeah, after that, I started falling into the and then what effect? And then now I'm sitting here thinking, what now? I've got negativity around me. It feels like I'm almost inviting it by the good things that I'm doing. People that I've done good for take advantage, and they lie, cheat, and steal. I wonder what then. I almost have a loss in my heart, and it saddens me to feel like I've done so good, not just for others for self-motivation, but because I believe in the good of others to perpetuate a positiveness, but I feel lonely, almost as if it's going away with them as they're perpetuating themselves. I'm still
so
here.
Tomorrow we're actually going to be, and I hope that you're here tomorrow, because we try to keep this as 30 minutes as possible, but we really want to try to help tackle this, because you're bringing up some things today that other people might be dealing with as well, and we really want.
I'm going to follow all of you guys, because let me tell you, I'm being very sincere here tonight. This is something that, people look at me and say, well, November Sun, why at the top would you have anything to worry about? People don't understand. When I first prayed for money and all these other things that I got, I looked at it differently than I do now. And don't get me wrong, there are some small perks that come with that, but the loneliness it's a universal effect that everybody will feel. It doesn't matter where you're at. So I'm going to make sure I follow all of you guys, because I want to hear more, which is why I told you I wanted to hear before I called in a little bit.
Yeah, I understand. So tomorrow what we're going to be talking about is how to find your passion and your purpose. And Mr. Dotan, I don't know if you have any words for Mr. November Sun. What's your name, sir? Do I just call you November Sun?
Yeah, call me November Sun. It's just easier to remember for me because of my
no problem.
And what I do in music and what have you. So
I think it's just one word without taking any more of our time. And I think most times when people find themselves in this situation, I've done this. It's brought me success, which, by the way, success is really personal. It's like I'm making myself better. But then the step beyond that is that why do I want success? It's really about helping others, which is significance, which you've been doing some of that, right? Helping people and things like, which is great. But then where people then still have the concern and the anxiety is usually when there's a disconnect between success and significance, and not really having a clarity around why I am doing all this, which is, I think, what we'll be touching on tomorrow. Why am I doing all this? Because again, that's the driving force behind what will bring fulfillment into your life. Yes, I know I need to go this way, this direction, and I know I want to help people, but why am I doing this? If there's no clarity around my why, then there'll still be questions coming up to say, hey, there's something missing somewhere. And that's usually when people find themselves in this type of situation, when there's a disconnect between success, which is personal, significance, helping others, and making your life count, helping others, not understanding that why, because that's the connecting force. And that's what brings about the completion of fulfillment in our lives.
Man, this is absolutely phenomenal. And November Sun, again, I appreciate
I want to say I appreciate, gentlemen, all of your time. Am I cut?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
a little bit.
Okay, go ahead. I apologize for interrupting then. That's my apologies.
No. I was just going to say thanks so much for coming on, being transparent. This is what this is about, guys. We opened up the seats for you to have the courage to share. And he shares some great things. And there's probably many of us that are watching right now that have felt this very same thing. And so I'm glad that someone was able to bring it to the forefront so we can have a discussion about it. And this is why we have the network. As you see, we are growing. More people are showing up every day because this is what the world needs, man. This is what the world needs. So shout out to everybody, Mr. Beatles.
So gentlemen, I was going to say, gentlemen, I wanted to say, because I hear an alarm clock coming off, I wanted to say thank you so much for all of your time. And I hope that by me coming on here, I can motivate other people, whether we're at the top echelon of whatever they say is of societal norms or at the bottom, that, it took a lot for me to call in, and I made sure I watched first to make sure I could get some insight. And I'm going to follow you guys, and I hope that by listening more tomorrow and so on, that other people can see that, despite my successes or anybody else's, sometimes we just need peer support to help us through an element of darkness or uncertainty. So thank you, gentlemen, so very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining.
You want to close us out?
Thank you very much.
Oh man, this has been a beautiful, beautiful blab, has it? And we are, man. I'm so blessed, man, that we're growing in leaps and bounds, which means that we're sharing the right vibes, and people are tuning in, and they're growing from it, man. And so this is what this show is about, becoming the #1 marketplace for growing people on the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy show. And so all I can say, man, is make sure that you tune in, tap in, turn on tomorrow when we are talking about, what are we talking about tomorrow?
How to find your passion and purpose.
Exactly. About how to find your passion. About how to find your passion. Hey, look, it is 7:40. We have had a fantastic time. Go to the wealthyhealthyhappy.net and get connected if you are just joining for the first time. And we will see you back here tomorrow on the same bat channel, same bat station, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Mr. Beatles, your co-host, your host, ERGJ, and Mr. Dotime. We are healthy, and we are happy, and we are out.
Have a great